Silverstone, lap 1, Copse Corner. Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton. It's as simple as that with the news in Formula 1 this Monday here at GPFans, as there is continued fallout from the British Grand Prix. Toto Wolff and Christian Horner are having more of their say in the post-race discussion about a moment that has chucked a whole load of fuel on the fire that is the Mercedes, Red Bull, Verstappen, Hamilton title battles. So without further ado, let's dive into it just once you've hit that subscribe button down below to stay up to date with everything that we do here at GPFans. Now, let's dive into it. Let's start with the Red Bull camp over this incident once again, as we did on Sunday, as Red Bull team principal Christian Horner believes Lewis Hamilton was wound up after losing Formula 1's maiden sprint race on Saturday and ended up driving like an amateur in the build-up to the first lap clash with Max Verstappen at the British Grand Prix on Sunday. Horner was left fuming with Hamilton in the wake of an incident that has lit the blue touch paper on an explosive campaign over the remaining 13 races. Don't expect either of these two title rivals to give anything to the other in their bid for a Drivers' World Championship. Horner initially described Hamilton as desperate and dangerous in the fallout from Sunday and is convinced that what unfolded during the sprint on Saturday led to a state of mind for Hamilton that ended up causing Verstappen's 51G impact with a tyre barrier at Copse Corner and a subsequent trip to hospital. Following what he felt was a strong day for Verstappen after his victory in the sprint race on Saturday, Horner felt that added to Lewis's desperation going into Sunday. Having lost the sprint, he was pretty wound up, and that's why he made an ill-judged move, said Horner. He ran wide into the corner with too much speed. That move was never on. Lewis is a world champion with 7 titles, and that was an amateur's mistake and a desperate mistake. We were just very lucky someone wasn't seriously injured. Despite being handed a 10-second penalty for his involvement in the incident, Hamilton went on to win his 8th British Grand Prix of his career after hunting down Ferrari's Charles Leclerc in the closing laps. Hamilton actually went on to pass Leclerc going into Copse Corner, the scene, of course, of the lap 1 incident with Verstappen, forcing the Monegasque driver to make a small mistake on the exit. The victory sparked wild celebrations around Silverstone, with the overwhelming majority of the 140,000 crowd drawing scorn from Verstappen, who claimed that their celebrations and Hamilton's celebrations were disrespectful and unsportsmanlike while he was still in hospital. I don't see how Lewis can take any satisfaction out of a win when you have put your fellow competitor and driver in hospital, seethed Horner. It's disappointing. It's extremely annoying. His actions have jeopardised another driver's safety, and for me, that's not acceptable. He was lucky not to have had the same happen with Leclerc. If Leclerc hadn't have run wide and taken the line he was entitled to, exactly the same incident would have prevailed. On the other side of this incident, Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff has declared himself ready for an F1 title rivalry to match the likes of Ayrton, Senna and Alain Prost's following the collision between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen at Silverstone. Prost-Senna is a F1 rivalry for the history books, and it's regarded by many to have been the most ferocious in the sport's history. While teammates at McLaren, the two clashed with one another in a championship-deciding incident at Suzuka in 1989, sparking Prost's move to Ferrari for the following year, which also resulted in another title-determining clash the next year at the exact same track. After the Hamilton incident with Verstappen at the British Grand Prix, Wolff said of his eagerness for a similar fight. Yeah, I am ready. Let's go for this. This championship was always very intense because we are fighting with everything we have in order to hold on to it, whilst knowing that we are not performing as well as Red Bull and Honda. Therefore, we have had big points losses in the past, and here we scored big points, so that is always balancing itself out. Despite being handed a 10-second penalty by the stewards for the incident, Hamilton went on to clinch a record-extending 8th home victory at a British Grand Prix. It prompted Red Bull team principal Christian Horner to brand Hamilton as desperate and dangerous in the immediate aftermath on Sunday. Wolff, though, refused to take the bait. Everybody has an opinion, and that is okay, added Wolff. Of course, every team will have a certain bias towards incidents like that. Horner was quick to jump on the radio after the crash on lap 1 and made it clear to FIA race director Michael Massey what he thought of the incident, believing it required a heavy penalty. In response, Wolff said he had sent Massey an email highlighting the regulations. Massey declared himself too busy to have opened it and urged Wolff to make clear his feelings to the stewards instead. Regarding his visit and making a clear reference to Horner's radio remarks to Massey, Wolff said, "I was told there was a rant on the radio about all the badness in the world. Then I went up and gave my opinion. I think it's fair enough. I have been to the stewards many times in my life." So Toto and Horner continue to have their war of words off the track, on the track. That war has just exploded into a real title rivalry. And if we do get something like Senna-Prost, God, the last 13 races are going to be pretty wild. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Is anything that's being said by either protagonist, either Toto, Horner, Hamilton, Verstappen at the moment on social media and in the press, is that changing your mind at all about what happened on Sunday at Silverstone? Let us know in the comments section below. You can listen to a deep dive on the incident on the Stewards Room podcast that will be available on Monday evening on all good podcasting outlets. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything we do around the world of Formula One here at GP Fans.